My name's Justin Booth, and I'm an outlaw poet.
Make sure you guys don't
And have occasionally taken LSD and mushrooms and imagined. But there are other drugs like crack cocaine that make you have the hallucinations afterwards that are not nearly as fun. I had no idea that he was going to read that story when I brought this poem. This is called Advice on Riding from a Great Black Bird near the Broadway Bridge. Forget the comma, the crow said, darting onto another branch, random joy being his. And quit counting syllables and making da-da sounds under your breath. It's been done to death. Forget the rules of grammar and society's niceties, but rather fly. Leap, then soar, first with newness, then in homage to Beat Daddy's gone before. You cannot be groovy while grounded, and creativity can't be seen from where the others are standing still. Ignore the ones who surrender that power to rule. Forget the semicolon, the letters capitalized, the couplets, and the styles that scream nevermore. Fly. Fly with your words, your scratching ink on clean white page. And forget the crooked fear that gives you pause on earth. I dabble in drugs and poetry and prose. Okay, I'm good at this shit. The drugs. This is another excerpt from the Ethan Blue collection I've been working on. At one point, I was in a long-term Christian rehab for a couple of years to get off heroin. And then I stuck around for a couple more years and took advantage of the same hustle that they were all taking advantage of. It was the Jesus hustle thing, you know, the ones. And I got really good at it because my father did a minister. And anyway, I got good at running that game. And I decided to take it on the road for myself with this 18-year-old girl that I met in rehab. Who liked heroin too. No, she wasn't nothing about her legal, except her age. So we just run that the whole demon possessed man sermon down on these folks at a church at a little fall festival in our travels. It took a moment for the couple sitting across from Shelley and myself to speak, for them to regain their thoughts. Then suddenly a wide, happy smile spread across their faces, and the man stands, stretches out his hand to shake mine. They are pleased to see the faith that they have in a deity is powerful enough to change lives. They had no idea with me it didn't take. We would be pleased if you'd come to worship with us tomorrow. If you would, of course, we'd want to get you a hotel room for the night and put some gas in your car too. We'd be honored to join you, I said, and thanks for your help. I felt like the Lord must be taking me here for a reason. They took us to one of the nicer hotels around, paid for 2 nights, and gave me $30. We drove straight to a trap house and bought some smack. Since we already had a room in the sleazy hotel that was much closer to the dope part of town, we sold the card key in the room too. The next morning, I ran out and made some waffles at the Motel 6, put them in a takeout box I already had, and swung back and got Shelley some hydrocodones so she wouldn't get sick before it was all over, and then I went back to the room. After I woke her, Shelley gobbled up the pain pills, picked at the waffle, and then bitched about going to church. What if they figured it out already? What if they know? She didn't really care about that so much as she knew it'd be 3 or 4 more hours before we'd get high again. The hydros would help her maintain, but that's it. When Shelley and I got high, we like to get all the way high. I was shaving and pissed already because I couldn't have a drink. They'd smell it for sure. Gosh dang it, Shelley. I said, or words to that effect. Get a freaking dress on. You want to wait all freaking day for a trick or something to steal? It's Sunday in Jonesboro, fucking Arkansas. It's going to be a good lick, and there ain't nothing else going on. She threw an ashtray at me, but it wasn't even close. So I just went on about my business, and she started to get dressed. She was such a beautiful woman that I paused shaving long enough to watch her strip down to nothing while she grumbled and pulled accessories out of different bags and suitcases that I had brought in from the car. Even though I was in a hurry, I turned and smiled my most brilliant come hither smile at her. She cursed me, but when I pulled her to me and kissed her, leaving shaving cream on her face, she laughed, and we made love like old people drive, breathless and with a bandage. 30 minutes later, we were at the church in time for Sunday school, barely. In class, I fairly took over, and after I was asked to share my testimony for the morning's message. When I finished, I understood what Mick Jagger must feel like at the end of the concert. I was a fucking rock star. When I walked from the pulpit towards the back door, nearly everyone I passed pushed money into my hands as I shook theirs. Shelley had been crying through the whole thing. It was a very special talent that she had. And these people loved us. The couple who had invited us to church then asked us to lunch, and we accepted, even though we already had enough money for a real cool party. When I got in the car, Shelley had taken off her shoes and pantyhose. I was a little turned on by her bare legs, the memory of that morning's sex. But the dope monster wouldn't wait. After lunch, even as the restaurant door was closing, I peeled away from the place as fast as our crippled little four-cylinder would carry us. I pulled over a couple of blocks away to call the dope boys, and I looked inside the envelope. It contained 30 crisp $100 bills. We laid up getting high for a couple of weeks until every fucking penny was gone. After that, we did the church thing every chance we got. We eventually got serious enough about this con to plot which church we should hit next based on the location. Once we hit two churches right next to each other on the same day. It never paid again like it did that first time, but it always paid. And by that, I mean until we both went to prison a couple of months later. But that's another story for another night at Cake Butt Coffee. Thank you, guys.